Okay, so it looks like we left out some names from the post on X. So this is just to follow up some of those comments and some of the tickers that some people had commented on. But and so this is the first name here, and I basically just want to know where I was when the setup down here for a really nice airplane setup. I've never seen this name before. That was a crazy move. Pretty much a picture perfect airplane setup here. So I guess we're gonna have to go down to lower time frames to see about potential pullback, right? Because I wouldn't look to be long here or to get long anywhere near here, right? I think the move basically happened, and we're pretty extended from the daily trigger, so that's why I say I'd probably look for a move down towards the daily trigger to add, if anything, which I personally wouldn't get long at the daily trigger here, even though we have bullish liquidity. But on a lower time frame, I'd probably look for a move back down towards the daily trigger, considering how extended we are here. So I'd like to look at the 4 hour, okay, which kind of gives us what we're looking for here, right? So I mean, this is return of bearish liquidity. We have some profit taking up here, so honestly would have probably been a pretty good entry short here. Would have instantly been in profit. And yeah, I mean, this looks decent. I would think that this would make its way back down towards the daily trigger eventually here. And so long as we test the daily trigger and maybe we're still bullish on the daily, I think it'd be a good opportunity to add. But like I said, I personally would never look to get long anywhere up here. I think the big move happened down here once we set up this airplane, and we saw a pretty nice move up. So this looks great. I mean, entry would have been down here once we started seeing bullish liquidity step in, and exit could have been first signs of bearish liquidity. I think this, wow. Yeah, so, and I mean, over here we have an aggressive bid cascade, which is confirmation for a move to the upside here. Okay, so this is pretty similar here. Of course, wouldn't look to get long here. I think we're probably basically due for a pullback towards the daily trigger here. And I don't know if we have to look at any other time frame here, just because what we're seeing here with lower order LTs is the fact that they're making their way up into price and possibly past price here soon, and that would just indicate pretty good profit taking. Okay, so I guess if we go down to the 1 hour, we could check for any signs of bearish liquidity, but this actually looks good, right? I think it might take a while for this to start make its way back down, just because it had some aggressive bidding here. But the way this looks right now is that I just wouldn't touch it for shorts or for longs, really. So this is like a no man's land for me. Okay, so I mean, all three of these setups that I just mentioned basically look pretty much the same. So yeah, I mean, I think the move already happened here. So if I would have got long anywhere with a play like this, I mean, it would just be any retest of the daily trigger, and I'd be waiting for bullish liquidity to come back in while we're near the daily trigger. So I don't think I would have gotten long anywhere over here with the first signs of bullish liquidity. I personally like to get long on a mount back above the daily trigger with bullish liquidity, just because it allows for me to set my stop loss with a candle close right below the daily trigger again. And the way this looks to me right now is that I would guess that the same thing that happened over here is bound to happen again. So all the LTs are still set up bearishly, and price right now, although it has bullish liquidity, is attacking pretty significant resistance here, and so I would just guess that this is gonna reject here soon and see it push down. Right now it looks good. I mean, there's still a good chance this can mount back above, and if it holds, we'd probably see triggers set up bullishly. But I guess the next few days should be pretty telling. So if we don't reject this area in the next few days, there's a good chance it could give a time for triggers to set up bullishly, and then I would look for a full bullish orientation and a retest of the daily trigger to get long here. But as of right now, I wouldn't personally touch this. So like I said, I would basically look for this to set up bearishly again and try to get short on a candle close back below the daily trigger with bearish liquidity. There's a good chance on the daily here that if we close back above the LT6 with bullish liquidity, right, it looks like it could go either way here, but we're either going to reject LT6 and come back down, or if we mount above with bullish liquidity, we can expect that eventually we're going to see LT7. Okay, so I personally, I'll be honest, I don't know what to make of something like this, because this is like fixed futures and it's something that I typically stay away from. But I mean, this just looks pretty beat up, right? So I don't like to trade things that are beat up like this, right? It's kind of guesswork for me. So yeah, I don't even feel good about sharing my opinion on this. So if we look at the 4-hour, I mean, it's just the fact that there's bullish liquidity here, so you would expect for price to mount back above at some point and try to make a run towards the weekly trigger. But like I said, this is like beat up and it's strong downtrend, so I just wouldn't bet on anything like that personally myself. So okay, so I actually am a fan of how Netflix is kind of setting up here, and there's a good chance I might take some longs here soon. But the way this looks like to me is that, of course, we're bearish right now, but we could see a little bit of a relief here soon, a relief rally soon. But it would I would think that it would cause for a bull trap setup, right? So the only thing I would bet on is if we mount back above the monthly and the daily here and we see a return of bullish liquidity, there's a good chance that we could probably target the weekly trigger, which would see a pretty decent move and would look like something like this, right, with a candle close back below the daily trigger as a stop loss, but I think would give a chance for pretty good risk to reward. But again, triggers are still set up pretty bearishly here, so I would only look to stay in this for a short amount of time. I'd look for a quick move up and then probably look to get short again. Okay, so I'd say Walmart looks pretty good here, right? And we have both bullish price triggers as well as liquidity triggers here. And so that would just basically mean that any retest of the daily trigger you could expect to get bought up, right? Simple as that on a name like this. And that's exactly what happened here. So although we had the return of bearish liquidity, we kind of rested on support here. And once you see signs of bullish liquidity return, it's a good sign to get long. So I would just expect that to keep happening so long as the triggers are set up bullishly here. So yeah, I just want to make that quick video to go over the names that I missed from the post on X. If anybody has any questions, feel free to comment or send me a message. I hope that helped out. But yeah, if anybody has any comments, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.